Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I am so excited that you guys are liking my new camera and lighting situation. I decided why not get more personal with you guys and tell you guys a little more about me. So I was like telling you guys on Snapchat that I'm gonna try and do more story times here on my channel, only if you guys like it. I know that for me, for my channel, the what I found at TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Ross, Nordstrom, those videos tend to do better. So I'm gonna kind of see. Let me know if you like these story times. I definitely have some juicy stories from my time, and well, not my time, like I've never been to jail or prison, but you know, in my life I have juicy stories. So anyways, I thought, why not sit down and film how I started getting into makeup, why I started my channel, things like that, because I get asked that a lot here on my channel, and I'm always like, oh, I'll tell you guys in another video, I'll tell you guys in another video, and then I never tell you. So I figured since today was day of washing the hair, you know, that we could do like a pamper night, and so I could be wearing a mask and then telling you guys about this journey of mine in the makeup world, if you will. So we're gonna get into the mask, the story, and all of that. If you like these type of videos, let me know in the comments, please. Also give this video a thumbs up so I know to keep doing more story time. So the mask that I'm gonna do is this one right here. I actually met this company at Generation Beauty the end of July, early August, I can't remember. I think it was end of July, and they gave me a bunch of masks, and honestly I've just never done them because I just haven't had the time. They did give me headpiece situation. They gave it to me in white. If you have kids, you know that kids grab everything that appears remotely fun and cool, and so my 5-year-old took it, misplaced it, and now I don't have it, so we're not gonna use it in this video. But I chose this mask because it just seems less complicated. I mean, all the masks that they have aren't as complicated, but they have steps, you know, like process. And I just wanted something simple, something you put on your face, you can chat for a little bit, and then you're done. So this is the one I'm going to do. So it comes with 3 steps. Step 1 is the eyes. It's Eye Zone 24 Karat Gold Eye Patch. And it's soft hydrogel patch that nourishes the delicate skin under the eyes, helps reduce the appearance of fine lines, which I definitely need help with, wrinkles, and crow's feet to achieve firmer, revitalized, and youthful looking eyes. Hopefully that happens because my lines are out of this world. And then step 2 is like the entire face. So it's face and neck. It says ultimate solution for removing dry, dead skin cells and excess oil. It reduces the appearance of pores and enhances the skin's overall appearance without irritating the skin. So I don't really have much oil. My skin is pretty dry, but I'm into the whole removing dry, dead skin. So we're going to give it a go. Oh, and then the last step is just moisture finishing cream. So there you have it. So I am going to pop this open. If you guys are interested in trying out these masks, I'll look for them online and I'll link them in the description bar for you. Okay, so here are the eye patches right here. They go, oh, I see. The brighter side. Duh. Oh my gosh, I need to get my brows done so bad, but my brow girl, she works for the Benefit Bar brow situation at Macy's Mall near where I live. She's on maternity leave. And we've worked so hard on my brows like these last few months to get them back to normal, if you will, that I'm like afraid someone else will like ruin them. Even though she swore to me that the other 2 girls that work there are pretty good. But I don't know. So far, we're looking like gold. It definitely feels very refreshing. Oh, it's, you know what this is? It's, you need a spoon for this, and they gave me a spoon. I can't find the spoon that you're supposed to use, but I'm just going to use this one right here. This is a Morphe MB9. I'm just going to go ahead and apply this. Ooh, look at that. It has kind of a scent, but honestly, I can't tell you what it is. So let's start with how I started wearing makeup, why I started my channel. Let's start that story. Hopefully it can be done because my camera's already saying it's overheating and it's super annoying. Enough rambles, let's get to the story. So I want to start off with, if you have seen how I did my makeup in high school, you will understand how I did my makeup through life, not even just high school. So I've always just worn eyeshadow, that's it. Eyeshadow, mascara, wing liner, black liner in the waterline, and that was it. I never wore foundation, I never contoured, I never highlighted, I never blushed. I didn't wear lipstick, I didn't do my brows, like I would just wax them, and I thought life was great. The reason why I wasn't really into makeup like the majority of girls, like most people, most guys, is because growing up I was always told you have such beautiful brows, they're so thick and full and you don't need to do anything to them, this and that. The same with my skin. People would always tell me, oh, you have such nice skin, you know, you don't need to do anything to it, you naturally rosy cheeks and this and that and blah blah blah. So it all like kind of like went into my head, and I kept like thinking, you know, well, they're right, you know, I do have nice skin. You know, I don't really suffer from acne, and like I'll get a pimple here and there, but it honestly goes away the next day. I just have smooth skin. I don't know, you know, what to say. But I do get really red in the face. Like my cheeks do get naturally red. So I just figured, okay, well, I don't need to wear makeup, whatever. A long time ago, when I would purchase eyeshadows from MAC, because MAC is the only store that I would ever buy makeup from, and you know, like growing up or whatever. So I one time bought a powder from there, like a foundation powder, and I applied it on my skin, and I didn't like the way it looked. I felt like my skin looked really powdery, and like the powder was just sitting on my skin, and I didn't like it at all. And then I think even one time I tried liquid foundation, and the same thing, like it was breaking down my nose, and like all this area right here was just really dry and cakey, and it looked really bad. So I just didn't like it. And the reason why that was happening is because I had zero skincare. I wasn't really drinking water. I didn't know how to apply makeup, so I was basically just applying foundation on a not healthy surface, you know, because I wasn't taking care of my skin and I wasn't moisturizing or any of that. So fast forward to now, present time as an adult. I want to say 29 years old, and I decide that I'm going to leave my job that I loved, love, that I had been there for 6 years. I decided to leave it because I got a job offer at another place that was going to offer me medical insurance, and at the time I needed medical insurance for my family, and so I decided to make the plunge and go to that job. Now this new job that I had was sales. It was still in the same career that I've always been in. It was like the same field, except it was sales. So it was my job to sell this particular product. And so because it was more of a sales job, I took my appearance very, very serious. I would straighten my hair every single day. Well, I wouldn't straighten it every day. I would straighten it twice a week. Every time I wash my hair, I'd straighten my hair. I'd wake up super early to straighten my hair so that I could go to work looking professional. I would iron my shirts. Every day we had to wear a different colored shirt. They provided us these shirts. It was like, you know, like Monday was red, Tuesday was blue. You know, I don't remember the colors, but it was like that. And so I was always like, you know, looking pressed, you know, whatever. My slacks, whatever, it was either black or khaki that we were allowed to wear. But I was always looking, you know, my best because I take my job serious. Anywhere I work, I always take my job serious. And then I would wear flats to work. I wear flats anyways in life because I have a bad back. So I wouldn't wear heels to work. I would just wear flats, but the flats were professional, they were casual, whatever, you know. So again, I just wouldn't wear makeup. I would just wear the eyeshadow, and then that was that. Now, in my perspective, I felt like I was going to work presentable. I felt like I was looking professional and I was looking put together, and I wasn't looking like a clown or any of that. I hated this job. I hated it with a passion because I am not the type of person that likes to sell anything. I don't. I like to educate, and I like to let you know the pros and the cons of the item. And I feel like that's why I'm so, well, I shouldn't say that's why I feel like I'm so good at YouTube and reviewing, because I'm still a small channel and I'm 2 years deep. So, but I'm not pushy. Like, I'm not gonna push you into buying something if you don't want to buy it. And my job there, that's what I needed to do. I needed to be pushy and salesy and schemy, and I had to pry in people's lives. Like, it just, I can go on to more into that if you're interested, but let's focus on why I started the makeup. So anyway, so I hated it there, but I needed to stick it out because I had already quit my job of 6 years that I was super happy at, and I have kids, I have a husband, I have bills. I couldn't just up and quit my job even though I wanted to. I would cry every day. I would come home, cry, and I would tell my husband, like, I hate working there. I'm so unhappy. Like, you know, I wish that I could quit my job and we could just like live off of your income, but you know, it just was really, really bad. So anyways, I had been there already 4 months. I think I started there in November. So November, December, January, February. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I started there in November. And by January, I was already starting to, that job was already starting to affect my health. And I was getting very, very, you know, like sick, and, you know, it was just affecting me all around. So I was already starting to feel like I'm going to quit this job. Like, I can't anymore. I've been here. I'm trying to make it work, but it's just not working out for me. On February 20th, I will not forget, of 2015, 18, 17, 16, 15. Yeah, February 20th of 2015, I received an email from the office manager and the owner of the company that I was working for. And this is what the email said. I have it saved in my email folder because it's something that I will never forget that I received, and it's something that truly affected me from the inside, and I still can't believe that someone that is professional would send that type of email to anyone, let alone a staff member. So the email said, they said, you know, dear Jasmine, you're doing such a good job at your job, and you're doing really, really well, but you could do a lot better, and we have faith in you. Your sales numbers are dropping from when you started, and we feel like there might be something going on. So we want to reward you with prizes if you can boost your sales. And it said, you know, you know, maybe we can give you a gift card to like a nice restaurant. Okay, my camera overheated, so now we're on to the iPhone. Okay, so she said, we want to reward you with a nice dinner. And she said, oh, that's right. She said, you need to lose weight. That's what she said in her email. And then she said, also, we feel like you would probably get way more acceptance in your sales if you maybe did something different to your hair. I don't know, maybe cut it, dye it, something different. Also, it said something about like, if I wore heels, I would look more, you know, like I would get more yeses in my sales because I'm wearing heels. So they said for me to wear heels. And then the kicker at the end, after they had insulted my weight, by the way, they were like, oh, and we think that you should start wearing makeup. And I was like, what? I could not believe that they stooped that low, that they were telling me that I should wear makeup in order for me to continue to work there and gain more sales. It was literally the straw that broke the camel's back. Is that how you say it? However you say it. So I still finished my day, by the way. I finished my 8 hours. I wrote my resignation letter. I had all of my shirts and my sweater that they had given me in my car because I knew any day I was going to either get fired or quit. And so I was ready. I grabbed all of my shirts and my sweater. I put them in the office manager's desk along with the letter, and I left. They were nonstop emailing me all weekend because they were like that. They would email me all the time about anything, and I wasn't answering. So they were stressing out like, oh my gosh, what's going on? Why isn't she answering? And I personally just didn't want to deal during my weekend letting them know like, hey, geniuses, I quit, like F you, I'm out of here, you know. So I just didn't want to deal with that. But at the same time, I was so annoyed with the fact that they were harassing me that I emailed back and I was like, I didn't appreciate your letter, and I felt that it was very disrespectful of my person, my weight, and my appearance. I quit. I left my shirts, everything on your desk. That was that. And then the office manager, she then replied back an hour later, but I don't think she meant to send it to me. I think she meant to send it to the owner of the company, but all she wrote was like, oh shit, we fucked up. And then she sent that to me. So I don't know if she sent that to me like for me to see it and be like, they realize they messed up. I don't know. After that, I obviously was unemployed for a little bit. I was temping for a little bit because I did go to school for dental assisting, so at least I have that to fall on. So I was doing that for a little bit, but honestly, there wasn't really a lot of temp work, especially for me because I hadn't assisted in a really long time. So it's not like doctors would want someone like me. You know, they'd rather have somebody that's a lot more experienced and is able to do a lot more. Anyways, I decided that it was time to start interviewing and seeing what new job I was gonna get. Once I decided that I was gonna start the job hunting, I don't know, like I started looking at myself differently in the mirror, and I was like, you know, here I am, 29. unemployed, unhappy. And I just started getting really, really depressed and just like not feeling it. And so I started thinking like, wow, I can't believe I'm going to turn 30. Like, this is it. It's all downhill from here. I know I'm being super dramatic, but there's a lot of people that have a really, really hard time, you know, turning another decade. And I can honestly say I had the hardest time accepting it. I still sometimes can't grasp the fact that I'm 33. I'm 3 years deep in the new decade, you know? So, anyways, I decided that I wanted to start wearing makeup. I was like, you know, one of my biggest pet peeves, and I've said this in other videos, is I hate with a passion when people tell me I look tired. That drives me bananas so bad. And I had a coworker at that place that would tell me like, oh, you should start wearing concealer because your bags are really noticeable and like this and that and like your dark circles. And it just would irritate me because it's like, I know this. I know I don't get enough sleep. I don't sleep well at night. So I just didn't want to go through that in another place. I was tired of the comments, and it wasn't just in my job, it was just in life. People were always telling me how tired I looked, and it's like, I know that. I decided to start wearing makeup, and I remember my sister helped me buy foundation, and it was the CoverGirl. I can't remember. If I find it, I'll post a picture here. And I was like rocking it, you know, I was like, because I didn't know nothing about makeup. And when I started learning a lot more about makeup, I realized that that foundation looks super cakey on me, very drying, and it was, I think, 1 or 2 shades way too light for me. So I wasn't a fan of that. But then, you know, I wanted to really like doll up and like, you know, wear blush and just like learn about makeup. And so I then remembered my husband, he's always watching YouTube. He learned so much from YouTube, how to fix this, how to fix that, how to fix the cars. And I was like, man, you know, I go to YouTube to learn how to like make a certain cake or how to make a certain recipe. I'm sure if I type in makeup tutorials, I'll learn something. Something will pop up. And I will never forget this, but the very first video that I ever saw here on YouTube is from Rosita Applebaum, and it was her how to contour. I watched that video, I don't even know how many times, but she's probably the first person I ever subscribed to. And then from her, I started watching, just like, you know how on the sidebar it gives you recommendations? So I started watching anybody that was around my skin tone. I would watch because I wanted to kind of find my foundation based off of their recommendations. And then I started watching girls that had kind of my eye shape, because I feel like my eyes are so hard to apply eyeshadow because I have so much space up here and then like little lids, which I haven't really found anybody, but just people that had hooded eyes or just like big old eyeballs I would watch. And then 2 of my friends gave me recommendations of people I should subscribe to, and it was like a long list of people, and I was like, subscribe, 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 subscribe. And then you know, I just got addicted to YouTube. That's all I would watch. To this day, it's all I watch. I don't watch TV, novellas, none of that, just YouTube. And then so after that, after months and months of me, you know, practicing and buying things, I would literally go into CVS, zero shame, and I would ask whatever girl that was working there what blush she recommend, what tools I needed to buy, and how to apply it. That's what I would do. I didn't even care. No shame. Oh yeah, just like any store I would go to, I would ask them for help. I don't recommend you do this at like Macy's or Sephora's not too bad, but Macy's I wouldn't, because they are sales driven, and they will sell you everything in your mama that you don't even need. So definitely check out your drugstores. Ask the girls. Now they have people that work in cosmetics, so you can ask them for help and they can help you. And yeah, and then I started watching Nelly Toledo here on YouTube, and she and I, we would talk a lot on Snapchat. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say a lot, but we would talk on Snapchat. And I started getting, at first, like when I started wearing full glam, a lot of my family was shocked, like, whoa, you're wearing a lot of makeup. Because no one was used to seeing me with makeup. Like, no one. Everyone was always like super, like, shocked. And so I started getting asked for help, like, oh, how do you do this? How do you do that? What do you recommend for this? What do you recommend for that? And so I decided, well, heck, why don't I start a channel? And I wanted to start a channel too because I was going through some personal things in my life that I was just really, really depressed. I was in a really, really bad time in my life, and I needed something that was just for me. And this was it. Like, this is exactly what I needed in life to not be depressed, because when I would sit down and film, I forgot that I even had problems. Like, they did not exist. Like, problems what? And I felt like I had something for myself and for me only. And I started to like kind of find myself again, if that makes any sense, because I felt like I was losing myself. Like, I was no longer Jasmine. I was just two people's moms. I was someone's wife, someone's sister. But I just like kind of forgot about myself, if that makes any sense. So anyways, I had consulted with a lot of family and my husband and my sister, and I was asking them, like, if I started a channel, like, would that be weird? Would you guys watch me? And they'd be like, yeah, yeah, like, they didn't think I would do it. And then I spoke to Nelly, and I was like, I'm just nervous because I'm a really shy person, and like, I'm really afraid of hate. I don't want to be criticized and this and that. And she was like, just start your channel and forget all the haters. Like, I still remember that. And when she said that to me, I'm like, you know what? She's right. Like, screw the haters. I'm starting my channel. So that same day, I picked up my phone, I sat down on the ground, and I filmed my very, very first video for YouTube, which was like a makeup tutorial on using one of the Morphe palettes. I'll link that video down below in case you guys haven't seen it and you want to watch it. It's very, very hard on the eyeballs, But, I'm really, really glad that she gave me that advice, and I'm really glad that my sister and my husband and my entire family supports me and supported me, continue to support me in this. And yeah, so that's like why I started wearing makeup and why I started my channel. And yeah, so I guess their comment to me was like a blessing, because it kind of helped me find, my passion, my hobby, because I've never really had a passion or a hobby or things that really like interested me like this interests me. Like, when I'm playing with makeup, it's crazy how happy and excited it makes me, because I never thought that, that would be my thing. But it's definitely my thing. Like, I really, really enjoy it. And yeah, so that's the story on that. I'm sorry about the back and forth quality, but this this camera, I'm telling you. I hope you guys liked it, and hopefully you guys don't take this video in a bad way, about like me being forced into makeup, because that's not the case. Like, they did, kind of put that idea in my head, but at the end of the day was like my decision, and I don't regret this decision. You know, maybe my husband does because of all the dollar bills that goes into this, but I don't. It makes me happy, and it gives me something to look forward to, something for myself. And I'm really, really appreciative of the people that I've met here and that support me, and, you know, all the friends that I've made, and all of you that always comment on my videos and watch my videos. Like, you guys honestly make this worth it, and I'm really, really glad that I joined, because I've made a lot of wonderful friends and viewers, and I appreciate you guys. So that is everything I needed to say. I hope you guys like this video. Let me know again in the comments what you think, and I'll see everyone in my next video. Bye.